Okay, there you have it, folks. What else do you want? The great outdoors, the great meatloaf. Hi, I'm James. I'm driving around the country in a minivan. Oh my God. Hi, I'm James. I'm driving around the country in a camper van, and today we are at Shilo National Military Park. This is a real bucket list item for me. I've seen a couple of Civil War sites, but if I could pick only one, it'd be this. Site of a bloody Union victory of 1861. 24,000 casualties over 2 days. And here they are. It says, on fame's eternal camping ground, the silent tents are spread, and the glory guards with solemn round the bivouac of the dead. Oh, that's interesting. Some of them are just numbers. Just total unknown soldiers, I guess. All right. Now I'm hungry. And as usual, when we try to go anywhere, just a scorcher out there. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's just one of those places I always wanted to go. And now we're here. Another amazing day of van life. I can't believe it. It's been so incredible, and just doesn't stop. I think I want to get into the park though. I want to see a little bit more before we stop and have a snack. I don't think I'm gonna do too much cooking in this heat, but we'll find something. Yeah, very cool. Like I said, I wasn't kidding. This is the one I wanted to see. I don't know why. Maybe because of the book. Shelby Foote wrote his massive 3-volume Civil War. It's like 3 phone books, but he also wrote just a novel, standalone novel on the Battle of Shiloh, which is great. Okay, let's see what else we can find. Already we found something interesting. I'll show you what I'm looking at. This line of artillery represents the northernmost push of the battle. The Federals held this position for over 7 hours. It's probably an original gun emplacement with the earthwork there. Worn down considerably, but that's probably an original tree. Some of these trees probably living witnesses. One of the big problems they had as far as this battle was keeping the units organized and together. It was early on. They didn't know how to do it. We're talking only 1 year into the war. Many of them, most of them probably had never been in combat. And if they had, it certainly was nothing on this scale. sort of picture two armies, you know, going at it in a big, you know, a big green pasture or something, and that's not it. I mean, can you imagine coming out of these woods and walking right into that line of cannons? No wonder they turned back. Now this is incredible. The original log church. Shilo log church built in 1851 gave the name to the famous Battle of Shilo. Oh man, I really hope it's not too dark in here for you guys to see what I'm looking at. That is amazing. I thought it was white. I guess maybe at one time it was white. It was in early April. This is where it all happened. It's a 2-day battle. The Union objective was Corinth, where we spent the night. They were trying to get back so they could, they thought it'd be a supply base if they wanted to advance further to Memphis and to Vicksburg. They were not expecting to be attacked here, taken totally by surprise. They weren't entrenched. Nobody expected the Confederates to come, but the Confederates, meanwhile, under Albert Sidney Johnston, saw no reason to let the Union consolidate its forces and decided to attack at that time. The first attack, even though it was delayed in the morning, like I said, the troops were really inexperienced, it was still effective and caught the Union off guard. A lot of them were unarmed, a lot of them were eating, relaxing in their camp, and the Confederates came through. Now they pushed them back about 3 miles to Pittsburgh Landing, where we started out. Stopped for the night there. People say they should have pressed it on, but those guys were exhausted, and you know, who actually knows how that would have turned out? It's kind of a Monday morning quarterback type of situation. Even when they were falling back to Pittsburgh Landing, Grant was in the process of being reinforced, and Don Carlos Buell came up with his regiment overnight. Fresh troops pushed Confederates back, and resulted in the Union taking the day. It was about 65,000 on the Union side against approximately 45,000 Confederates. And the casualties were pretty even, except for the Hornets' Nest. They had over 2,000 federal prisoners surrender. So it's the unusual situation of the South actually inflicted more casualties and still lost the battle. The second day, Grant was reinforced overnight, retook all the ground that he lost, and he famously said, Grant did, the end of the battle, it looked as though he could walk across the field in any direction, stepping on only dead and wounded without a foot touching the ground. Cherry lime soda. Too much lime. I don't know what I'm going to do with that segment. It's just me shoving handfuls of various food in my mouth without talking, but we'll see. This place is huge. and it's amazing. It probably looks more or less exactly like it looked back then. Here's what I'm wondering though: where do they get all the cannons for the park? So like cannons are us cannon marked. Also, I'm wondering if they ever find any live ordnance out here, because there was an awful lot of metal flying around. I don't know. What's the half-life of gunpowder? I guess it would have been black powder back in the day. Can that still get you 160 years later? Sunken Road. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is, we're in the Hornet's Nest. Okay, this is famous. I'm having trouble remembering what exactly went down in the Hornet's Nest, but I don't think they called it the Hornet's Nest because it was a, pleasant picnic spot. Confederate Private Sam Watkins was there. He tells it like this. As we advanced on the edge of the battlefield, we saw a big fat colonel of the 23rd Tennessee Regiment badly wounded. He said to us, "Give him gas, boys. That's right, my brave 1st Tennessee. Give him Hail Columbia." We halted but a moment, and I said to the colonel, "Where are you wounded?" He answered in a deep, bass voice, "My son, I am wounded in the arm, in the leg, in the head, in the body, and another place which I have a delicacy in mentioning." That's what the gallant old colonel said. I had heard and read of battlefields, seen pictures of battlefields, of horses, of men, cannon, and wagons, all jumbled together while the ground was strewn with dead and dying and wounded. But I must confess that I never realized the pomp and circumstances of the thing called glorious war until I saw this. Men were lying in every conceivable position. The dead with their eyes open, the wounded begging piteously for help, and some waving their hands, shouting for us to go forward. It all seemed to me in a dream. It seemed to be in a sort of haze when the mini balls from the Yankee line began to whistle around our ears. Down would drop one fellow and then another. I'd been feeling mean all morning, but when the order to charge was given, I got happy. I felt happier than the fellow does who professes religion at a big Methodist camp meeting. I shouted. It was fun then. Everybody looked happy. We were crowding now. One more push and their lines would waver and break. Discharge after discharge was poured into the retreating line. Federal dead and wounded covered the ground. The monument you see behind me marks the death place of General Albert Sidney Johnson, who was in command of the Confederate forces. He was shot, bled to death early on day one of the battle, leaving General P.G.T. Beauregard in command of the Confederate forces. Yeah, man. So that was the hallowed ground of Shilo National Battlefield here in beautiful Tennessee. Thanks for riding along. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the content, you can support the channel at no cost by subscribing. Man, that was cool. All right, where are we going to sleep? Where are we going to sleep tonight? There's a POW flag. So I don't know. I think that's a little optimistic. Looking for Civil War POWs. I think we can find some free camping along the Natchez Trace Parkway. 55 miles, an hour and 20 minutes. right, so when I was in Little Rock, the girls made meatloaf. Started out as meatloaf, lost its meatloaf cohesion. I'm sure that makes no difference. Instant mashed potatoes. Do not have any butter. I'm just going to use a little olive oil for the viscosity, potato viscosity, meatloaf cohesion and potato viscosity. Oh, okay. There you have it, folks. What else do you want? The great outdoors, the great meatloaf, the mediocre potatoes. I was wrong. That's outstanding. Van life cuisine at its finest. Man, what an incredible adventure, and I say it every time, but I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do all this. It's amazing. I mean, today, look at today. Started off with I went to a place that I've always wanted to go, and then I wound up in a place that I had never heard of until a couple of hours ago. I never know what's going to happen next. It's incredible. Thanks for watching to the end, and we'll catch you next time.